All right, welcome, good evening, and welcome to Oba Digital Academy. Welcome to our 3-month certification training course on data science and analytics. My name is Moses Ko. I lecture in the Department of Statistics at Federal University Dusima, Katsina State. These are lists of courses that we have for this training. The first one is data analysis using Excel. When we are done with that, then we'll do data analysis using SQL. We look at data analysis using Python, data analysis using R. Then we look at data visualization in Python. We look at Power BI and Tableau. And then we conclude with machine learning using scikit-learn. So these are the courses we are going to take within these 3 months. Then these are the course outline for each of the courses. For Excel, we have the following course outline. We look at overview of data analytics. What is data analytics? And what is data science? Types of analytics, introduction to Excel, basic features of Excel, and so on. We look at all this. And then for SQL, we look at relational databases, database management systems, how to create tables in MySQL, SQL data types, queries, and how to create data warehouse. Then in data analysis using Python, we look at how to set up Python environment using Anaconda distribution. We look at Python libraries, which are pandas, numpy, matplotlib, seaborn, and many other ones. We look at them. We look at basic Python syntax, data wrangling, how to clean data. We look at data manipulations using pandas. Then we also look at some mathematics and statistical analysis using Python libraries. Then for R, we look at how to install R and R Studio, basic R programming, how to read and write data like CSV, Excel, JSON, and SQL databases, how to do data manipulation with DPR and TidyR. Then how to report and share our results in R. Then we will look at data visualization, the importance of data visualization, Python libraries for data visualization, and so on. We look at all of this. We look at Tableau and Power BI. So now, what is data science and what is data analytics? Data science, before I go to data analytics, I want to briefly explain what data science is, because data analytics is a sub-field of data science. And data science is an interdisciplinary field that utilizes scientific methods, algorithm processes, and systems to extract knowledge and insight from structured and unstructured data. You have data that are structured, data that are in tabular form. These are structured data. But you have some data that are not structured. Data like images, data like text messages, and so on. All these are data, and they are unstructured. So data science develop algorithms, methods, and processes that will be able to extract meaning and knowledge from those data, whether they are structured or unstructured. And data science combines principles from statistics, from computer science, information theory, mathematics, and domain expertise to solve complex problems and make data-driven decisions. What do we mean by domain expertise here? When you are applying data science, when you make analysis, you have to have a knowledge of the area you are applying those analysis. Is it in health? Is it in business? Is it in retail? Is it in sports? So you have to have a knowledge of that area you want to apply those knowledge. those analysis. Because if you are making analysis on H data, you don't have some understanding of some basic H terms, your analysis will not be much impactful. So that is what we mean here by domain expertise. So now, what is data analytics? Data analytics is now a branch of data science. Data analytics is a branch of data science that involves examining raw data to draw conclusions. Data science is broad in scope. It goes beyond analyzing data. As I explained from the definition here, we say that it make use of, it develop processes, algorithms that will help us to get meaning from data. But data analytics now is concerned with examining and analyzing raw data in order to make a conclusion, in order to draw conclusions. It uses various techniques and processes to uncover patterns, trends, and insights. Data analytics enables business and organizations to make data-driven decisions that improve efficiency and optimize strategies. If you are a business manager or a business executive, you do not just wake up and make random decisions. You don't just wake up and make decisions that are not data-driven. Your decision should be backed with data. Before you make a critical decision, you need data at hand for you to make such decision. That is where data analysis comes in. So if you want to now, for example, now you are a business manager, you want to channel your adverts. You want to, so the data you have at hand should be able to tell you where to channel your adverts. For example, now if you are running a business that is global in scope, now you want to know which area and which product is being patronized most in such a particular region. So that is the essence of data analysis. And now, data has become so rampant these days with the advent of technologies, with automated processes. Everything is being automated. Our banking systems are being automated. Our means of buying and selling are being automated. Our means of receiving lectures and training has become automated. Like what we are doing here now, this is an automated means of delivering lectures. In olden times, for me to have a lecture with you, I would have come to a class where you are all seated in that class, and if somebody comes in, I may even send the person out. Those were the methods in those days, but gone are those days. Now we are having a lecture here. I didn't start with introduction, but if I made introduction, people are coming from Lagos. We have people from Kaduna, Kano, Port Harcourt, and all over the country. There are even people outside the country that I have contacted. But for this class, we designed it specifically for Nigeria. So we have not accepted foreign students yet. But in our next batch, we are going to involve foreign students. So all these processes have enabled the generation of data. If you log into your social media account, you see a lot of images coming in. If I open my phone, in a day, I see sometimes more than 100 images. Sometimes I will be even wondering how come such images come into my folders. It is courtesy of social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, and all of that. As far as you own data and you belong to some social media groups, those data will come. So businesses and organizations need those data to be analyzed so that they will know what to do. They will know the course of line to take in order to improve and optimize their strategies. So we have types of analytics. We have types of analytics. We have the first type of analytics we have is called descriptive analytics. What is descriptive analytics? First of all, before I explain types of data, types of analytics, we are talking about data. What is data, by the way? Data is information in unprocessed form, or data is an information in a raw state. When you get data, for example, now you might be interested in knowing the number of people that visit your online store. For you to know the number of people that visit your online store, that is a data, and it's a raw fact that you want to get. You may, out of those people that visit your online store, you may want to know which one of them are male and which one of them are female. And you may want to know which area are they coming from. You may want to know which one of them, what is their age categories. All these are data. These are data in its these are information in its raw state. So when you collect this information, you now begin to analyze them using various means of analytics that we are going to describe here. So the first one is called descriptive analytics. What do we mean by descriptive analytics? When you get your data, you now want to describe the parameters or the statistics of the data. You want to describe the parameters of the measures that are involved in the data. You want to describe things like what is the mean. Supposing now you collect data every day on the number of people that visit your store, or that visit your, maybe you run a hotel. How many people book your hotel room every day? So when you take this data at the end of the month, now you may want to know the average, on the average, how many people visit your store every day. That is a description. You want to describe the data, or you want to describe what is the mode of the data. On those number of which days of the month do people come into your store most. That is a description. Those are descriptive. So you use data, you use historical data to explain, to describe your data. That is what is called descriptive analytics. You in descriptive analysis, you don't make any judgment. You are only describing, just like in our English language. In our secondary school English language, we are taught about descriptive essay. How you explain a situation. You describe, maybe, for example, now they will ask you to describe an incident. Maybe accident occurred. So you have to describe how the accident occurred. You are not making judgment about who was right or who was wrong. You are only to describe how it happened. That is descriptive analysis. Then another type of analytics is called diagnostic analytics. In diagnostic analytics, you try to uncover what is the problem, what is responsible for a certain action. For example, now you are running a company that is making good sales. Along the line, there's a decline, there's a sharp decline in the sales the company is making. So now the company is worried. Why are we not making much sales again? So they will now come to your table as a data analyst working with the company to analyze, to diagnose what is responsible for this decline. So you now make analysis to detect what is responsible. Just like when you go to hospital, the doctor dictates what is responsible for the illness that you are suffering. So that is what we call diagnostic analytics. So those diagnosis analytics is also used to detect fraud. If there's to detect anomaly, when there's an abnormality maybe on your account in the bank, diagnostic analytics is used to detect where the anomaly is coming from. Or when there's a hack, somebody hack into your website, you use the diagnostic analysis to detect where the hackers are coming from and what is responsible for them to launch such an attack. So that is diagnostic analytics. So another one is prescriptive analytics. When you detect a problem, you now prescribe a solution to it. For example, when you detect what is responsible for the decline in the sales of a company, you now prescribe the actions the company should take in order to boost their sales again. Maybe the company did not channel their advert to the right direction. Maybe you do not channel their advert to the right demographics. Maybe the product they are making, they're supposed to channel it, maybe it should the more of youthful ages. In running adverts, the advert should be targeted at the youth, or it should be targeted at the people in the middle ages or people at the old ages. So you run this and then you now present this to the business managers for them to make a decision. Then another type of analytics is called predictive analytics. In predictive analysis, you use historical data to make a prediction of what will happen in the next. For example, now you use the sales data of today, or you use the sales data of last month to predict the sales that will be made this year, or you use the data of the previous World Cup matches to predict the number of goals that will be scored during the forthcoming World Cup, or you predict who will be the winner of the World Cup, or to predict the number of red cards that will be given. These are the things they use in doing all those betting. So that is what is called predictive analytics. You predict things like weather. You do weather forecast to forecast what will be the weather tomorrow, or what will be the weather in the forthcoming week. So now there's what we call variable. A variable is a value, or is like a container that can take a value that can change. So we have types of variables. Variables are categorized in several ways depending on the context. First of all, we have a classification of variables based on the nature of the data. What is the data you have at hand? You can classify your variables based on the data you have. The first classification is we have what is called qualitative and quantitative variables. We have what is called quantitative and qualitative variables. So now, what is a qualitative data, or what is a qualitative variable? This is a variable or a data that describes the qualities or the attributes of the objects that you are studying. For example, now talking about people that visit your store, or talking about the people that visit your website, or maybe you talking like me now, I may want to know the people that attend my class. So among those people that attended my class, how many are males and how many are females? That is quality. Those are qualities of the people that attended my class, or they are the features of the people that attended my class. So such a data is called qualitative data, or you call it categorical data. I may also want to know among those that attended my class, how many people comes from Lagos, how many comes from Abuja, how many comes from Kano, how many comes from Bauchi. These are categories. You are categorizing your data. So under qualitative data, we now have two types of qualitative data. The first thing I mentioned is that data is classified into quantitative and qualitative. So under qualitative, you still have two subcategories of data. We have what is called ordinal variable and nominal variables. That is under qualitative variable. Qualitative data is classified into nominal and ordinal. The nominal data represent categories without any inherent order or ranking. These categories are mutually exclusive and do not have logical sequence. For example, in classifying people into, if you have um, if you have a number, if you have a large, like if you go to government schools for example, where we have large number of students, you will find yourself something like you have JS1A, JS1B, JS1C, as JS1D, and so on and so forth. So in classifying students into JS1A, JS1B, JS1C, there is no particular order in classifying them. Any child can be in JS1A and any child can be in JS1D. Maybe it could be on first come first serve, or maybe a random sampling. Maybe all of them register, and then now you now classify them into these classes randomly. That is what is called nominal variable. But the second one, which is called ordinal variable, this one follows a particular order or ranking. For example, now you are classifying people based on what they have, based on their academic achievement. For example, you have people with O level, people with first degree, people with masters, people with PhD. So this one follow particular order. You cannot move somebody with OND or at ordinary level and give him a typo of a PhD. It must follow particular ranking. So these are ordinal from the way ordered. Or you have something like first class, second class, third class, past degree, and so on, when it comes to classification of grades at the graduation. So these are ordered variables. Now we want to look at the second type of variable, which is called quantitative variable. Quantitative or numerical variables. Quantitative variables are variables that can be measured or expressed numerically. It is used to quantify characteristics and can be subject to various mathematical operations. Like in the qualitative sense, you cannot run any mathematical operations on it. You cannot say gender plus gender. You cannot say male plus male or whatever. But when you classify data in numerical terms, you cannot run mathematical operations. For example, now you have 40 this, you have 20 number of that. So you cannot run addition or subtraction or any type of mathematical operations that you may have. Then we have quantitative. So quantitative data is now also subdivided into two subtypes. We have discrete and continuous data. A discrete data is a data that takes values that are values that you can count them. For example, if you are into production, maybe you are producing water like this. For example, now you cannot produce 1.5 bottle of water in a day. It's either you are producing 5 bottles in a day, or you are producing 10 bottles, or producing 100 bottles, or you are producing 100 or 1,000 bottles, but you cannot produce. So these are discrete values. Or if I want to count the number of students that attended my class today, I cannot say I had 20.5 students. It's either I had 50 students, or I have 100 students, or I have these are discrete values. Then we have another one which is called continuous variables. Continuous variables are variables that can take any value within a given range. For example, now the height, if we are measuring height, somebody can have a height of 170.5, somebody will have 165.2, and so on. So this one does not mean it must be integer values. It can be integer values, it can be a range, it can be anything. So such a data is called a continuous data. And when you plot such a data on a graph, the graph go continuously. That is what it means by continuous data. But for a discrete value, when you plot them like histogram, you see that a data will fall somewhere, another one will jump to another place. So now, that is the introduction about data science and data analytics. So we want to start with what we can do. So the first thing we want to start with is the use of Excel. How to run data analysis in Excel. Data analysis using Excel. So Excel is a powerful tool in the hand of a data analyst. Excel is a powerful tool in the hand of a data analyst. Excel offers wide range of functionalities for managing, analyzing, and visualizing data. It is user friendly. It has user friendly interface and robust features that make it popular choice among data analysts, business professionals, and researchers. So sorry for some little distraction. So we have basic features of Excel. The first one is workbook. So let me open Excel so that we'll be looking at it. If we open Excel, this is Excel interface. This is Excel now. So supposing you are using Excel for the first time, you have not known anything about Excel. So let me explain some of the basic features. So where we are here is called a workbook. If you look on top here, it is reading book 1. So when you open your Excel, by default it name it a book. So it is a workbook that we have opened like this. So if inside this workbook we have what is called worksheet. We have what we call worksheet. A worksheet is like the normal sheets we have in our book. If you buy your notebook, you have like 180 leaves, 60 leaves, 40 leaves, and so on. So those sheets are the leaves that you have inside the book. Like here now we have, this is sheet 1 we are here now. If you click here, this is sheet 2. You can create many sheets. If you click on this plus button here, it opens another sheet and call it sheet 3. If you click here, you have sheet 4. So these are various Excel sheets that you have. Now, inside the workbook, we open a sheet. Here now we are on sheet 1. So inside the sheet is where you type your data values, where you input your values. And these data are input in what we call cells. Cell, as like in police cell, when you are in police cell, that is what we mean here by cell. So say these boxes here, these boxes we have here, these are what we call cells. So a cell is an intersection of a column and a row. The columns are the vertical lines we have. These are columns which are labeled with letters of the alphabet, letter A, B, C, D, and so on. And then we have rows. Rows are labeled with letters, with numbers, with numerical numbers. You have number 1 up to that. So where column 1 intersect with row 1, rather column A intersect with row 1, then we have cell 1, which is called A1. Look at it on top here. If we click here now, you have B1. If we click here, you have B4. That is a cell where the row is row 4 and the column is column B. So inside those cells, you type your data. Like here, you type 6, you type 4, and when you to move to another cell, you simply click OK. Sorry, you click enter. If you type 7, you click enter. You type 5, you enter. You type 3, and so on and so forth. You type your data values as you may have it. So that is how to type data in the cell. So if you want to change a value, maybe you type here 6 and it's not supposed to 6, you just click on it and type the value that should be, and it will change automatically. Maybe here now is not 4, you just click on 4 and maybe type 2. So if you want to type in the second value, you type. Maybe you want to give title to your values. Here now, the first column here maybe is your CA. You call it, if you are a teacher, for example, this is your first CA. This is first CA. You come to this second one, you type it as second CA. You come here now, you type as exam scores. You have this as exam scores. And then you begin to type the value. Maybe these are the value for second CA. You have 8, you have 5, you have 9, you have 4, you have 6, you have 7, you have 8, and as you may have it. So you type your values. So when you come to exam, you now have, maybe you have something 40, you have 45, you have 34, you have 7, you have 46, you have 53, you have 56, you have 34, you have 56, you have 34, as you may have it. Any values that you have, you just type it. So now here now will be your total scores. Here will be the column for total scores. So to get your total scores, there's now let me go back to my presentation first before I come back to that. So in what I have here, I've explained what a workbook is, what is a worksheet, what is Excel. The next then we have what is called, I have explained how to enter data in your cells. Then we have what is called a ribbon, and then formula. If you come here, on top of this area here is what is called ribbon. In the ribbon here now, you have various functions that you can do. You have the home tab where you customize your work. You have insert here where you can insert things like pictures, you can insert tables, you can do many things. You can insert charts. You have page layout where you design your page. You have formula and so on. So the whole of this area is called ribbon. Inside this ribbon, one of the important other thing is called a function. You use function here to do calculations. You do mathematical operation. For example, one of the function is called auto sum. Look at auto sum here now. Maybe here now, this column now, you may want to know the total of the first year. So to do that, you click on auto sum here. When you click it, automatically it selects this column, and then you hit enter. It gives you. Now this is 54. So the total first year scores is 54. You come here now, you do the same thing. You click auto sum, and it selects the whole of the data there. You hit enter, it gives you. You come to this one, you do the same thing. it gives you, you click on auto sum and it gives you automatically. If you don't want to do it this way, you come here, you want to know what is the total scores for each of these candidates. Like this first candidate, this is first CA, this is the first second CA, and this is the exam scores. So to know the total exam scores, you do the same thing. If you click here, you go to auto sum and then it selects the first, second, and exam score. If you hit enter, it gives you the total score. This is the total score for this candidate. You come here, you do the same thing, you do auto sum, hit enter. So now you may not want to do this one by one. Supposing you have large data values, you can't be doing this plus this plus this one by one. There's what is called autofill. Autofill will now generate, now that you have told Excel that this cell here is going to be first CA plus second CA plus exam. The second one you say is here is also first CA, second CA plus exam. Now you can automatically move this. You do what is called autofill. You highlight the first two values that you have entered. Look at this. If you come here now, look at this plus button. Look at this plus sign here. You right click on it, you move it, you move it down here, and then you take away your hand. Automatically all the total scores are computed, and with the overall total sum. So this process is called autofill. You do autofill by automatically adding your values. Another way, for example, now if it's not sum, maybe you just enter your value. Here you have value that follow particular order. Here you have 1, or let's say let's start with 5, the next value is 10, the next value is 15. So it now, let me remove that. We'll start from here. We have 5, we have 10, or let's start with 0. By the way, the first one is 0, you have 5, 10, and 15, and then you want to follow in that particular sequence. So you now, the total number of value you want to get, you just highlight and hold this plus sign and draw it to where you want it. If you want 100 of those value, you draw it up to 100. If you want 50, you take it up to 50. Wherever the total number that you want, now you release your hand, then it gives you the values in 5s. These are multiples of 5. So that is what we mean by auto sum. So these are the beautiful work you can do in Excel. So let me look at the next thing that we have here. I've explained ribbon, I've explained formula bar, I explained how to enter data, how to edit data, how to copy and paste. To copy and paste, you do it the same way that you do in your Word, in Microsoft Word. You either come here now, supposing you want to copy this data that we have entered here. You want to copy the whole of the data in this sheet, Excel sheet. You simply come here, you come to file here, sorry, you highlight the data, you highlight the data that you want to copy. Let's say you want to copy this one. You press the shift key, you move your arrow key down to the where you want to copy, and then you right click, and then you do copy. If you copy it, maybe you want to come and paste it here. You come here, you right click again and do paste. So that is the normal way that we copy and paste in Word. Now that you have highlighted this data, you just do Ctrl C and you copy your data. You come here, you want to paste it, you do Ctrl V and you paste it. So that is how you do copy and paste in Excel. So let's look at the next thing is autofill, which I've already explained that. I've explained autofill. So now we want to look at what is called pivot tables and pivot charts in Excel. Pivot tables and pivot charts. So if look at this data that we have here. If you come to this sheet 2 here, we have a data here. This is a very large data. This data is about 10,000 data values. You can see it. If you scroll down, you have up to 10,000 data points here. So when you have a large data like that, you may not be able to detect meaning out of the data easily. You may not be able to get meaning out of this data by just looking at it like this. So that is where the idea of something called pivot table comes in. Let me expand this data column so that we can see it very well. Here now is the date. This data is a sales data, a data gotten from a company that makes sales both online and offline. So this data, let me go to the heading so that we see the headings. So here now, this data is collected across various regions of the world. We have regions. Inside each of the region, we have countries. We have the types of items they are selling. Is it series, is it furniture, is it household? Then we have also sales representatives, those that are representing the company making sales in those regions and in those countries. We have types of sales channel. Are they say is it offline or online? We have order priority. Is it that the order made was a low priority? Is it high priority? Is it medium? And so on. We have the date, the order date, which date was they made the order, which date the order was delivered. What is the total units sold in each of the region and each of the countries, and so on. So for you to get meaning out of this data, you to get meaning from this data, you now do what is called pivot table. You create a pivot table. So to create pivot table, click on any value in the data and then go to insert here. Go to on top here and click insert. And then when you click on insert, the first item by the left here is called pivot table. So when you click on pivot table, automatically Excel now generates, Excel select the whole of this data from the first value to the last value, which is about 10,000. So now it's asking you to open this pivot table. Is it in the new sheet that you want, or should be in so it's okay. Click OK. This is a new sheet that has been opened for us. So we want to now look at this data now in the regions. What is the total revenue generated in each of the regions? So we are now selecting region. If we come here, we have what is called rows. Here are values. Here are columns. So when we select our regions, we now bring it under rows column, and then with the under values, we want to know the revenue generated in those regions. So you click on regions and move it under row here, place it here. Then you can see these are the regions. So we have under row labels, you have regions. So we can change this label here, delete this and type as regions. So these are the regions we have. So the next one is now we want to know what is the total unit, what is the total revenue generated in each of the regions. So we now click on total revenue, and then you see it here. This is the sum of total revenue generated in each of the regions. So this data that we saw is so large. This is a summary that in Asia, this is the total revenue generated in Asia by the company. This is the total revenue the company generated in Europe. This is the total revenue the company generated in North America, and so on and so forth. So this is a pivot table. So in our presentation, the title is pivot tables and pivot charts. So after you created your pivot table, you now make a chart to visually see the data. So to create a pivot chart here, you click on any value in the table again, go to insert, and then you look at recommended charts. These are various charts that we have here that you can create. So when you create, you now, let's for example, let's create a line chart with this. So look at line chart here. You click on this. Now it gives you various line chart options. Let's click on the first one. If you click on this, it gives you your line chart here. You can change it. Let's remove this one and change it to another one. Let's go to insert and select line chart. Let's select this type. Good. So this is our line chart here. So this line chart now is giving us the total sales made by those countries. So we have here we have this region here, which is, you may not want it. You can just right click on it and delete it, so that you see your chart clearly. And this thing on top here is also not desirable, so you just go to hide feed buttons on the chart. So you click on it and that will go. So you now change the title of the chart. We call this one total revenue per regions. Total revenue per regions. Then look at the axis here. This axis here, the numbers that are displayed here, is not everybody that can see this type of number and understand. So we change it. You right click on the axis. You right click on it and come to format axis here. Look at format axis. You click on format axis. Then it opens here. You come here, you scroll down, you come to number here. You click on this number, scroll down again, change from this general form to custom. So when you change it to custom, then we have this value. So instead of having this value, we are having now in custom form, we have 4.4 billion. So you can also change it. Let's change it further. Let me show you. Let's go to number here, go to custom. So inside this custom, look at what we have here. This value is in 0.0. This is a code. This here, look at it here. This is a code that is giving us these values here. So we can add, let it be 0.00, let it be 2 decimal places, and then we click add. Then we can see now we have 4.40 billion, 4.35 billion, and so on and so forth. That is how you can change your chart axis. We can change the font size of the title. We click on here, we click on the title, we come to home, change the, let's change the type, the font type. Change the font type, let's use Arial black. Good. You can also change the color. Let's change the color to another color like this. Good. We can change the background of the chart. You click on the chart, you click here somewhere in the outside of the line, and then come to this place here, this fill color. You select the color that you want. You can select black color, which is looking nice. If you don't want black color, you can select something like this, something, any type of color that you are comfortable with. You can select it. Let me go with this for now. You can select any one of your choice. We can change the color of the axis also. You can change the color of the axis also by coming here. If you want to use the same one with the title, you can just click on it, but if not, let's select green. We select green there. We come here, we also change it to green. Good. You can also change the color of the line of the graph that we have plotted. If you come here, you click on this, you change the color. You can change this, so the point will change. Or you can change the entire graph by coming to you click on this plus sign here, and then you have chart, you have axis title. You can give a title to the axis. So if you click here now you call it this is revenue. We type revenue in this axis here. We delete this and type axis, sorry, type revenue, and then come to this one and also change it and type regions, so you can do all of this. So that is how you customize your chart. If you don't like this color, maybe this color is not looking nice for me, let me go with black sef. Let me go with black. Black is cool. So that is our first chart. We can create another chart. Go back to our data, which is on sheet 2. You click on any value in the data, go to insert, go to pivot table, click OK here to open in a new sheet, and then we say now we select country. In each of the countries, what is the total revenue? When you click on country, automatically it comes under rows here. These are the countries, and then we scroll down to revenue. What is the total revenue generated? Click on revenue here. You move it, bring it under values. You can see this is the total revenue generated across the countries. So now that we have created a pivot table, we can create a pivot chart again. You click on any value in the chart, in the table, go to insert, click on go to recommended chart. Let's create another line chart again. We click on this, we select this type of chart again. So let's move it to the other side where we can see very well. Yes. So we remove this thing here. You just delete it, hide this one, click on hide all feed buttons, change the title of the chart. This one now is total revenue per country, total revenue generated by each country. you change the axis to a custom number. Come to number here, come to number, click number, scroll down and select custom. Select custom. In the custom, let's change it to this one that has 2 decimal values instead of the one with 1 decimal. We click on this. Yes, so that we can see the number of decimal places clearly. We can expand this chart for it to look bigger. We can expand it like this. Then we change the font here to Arial black. Come home, click on this, change the color to this color, change the color of the you may want to you work with uniform color. If you are a color type, if you someone that likes multiple color, you choose different colors. Here now let's choose let's see, go with green. Let's go with green still. Here too we go with green. You can change the font here too so that you can see clearly. You go here, you change the font to you change the font type to Arial black so that you see it very well. You change this one also. You can change the background. Click here, come here, change the background. If you are okay with the black, you can still click on black background, and there you have your chart. You can do other things by clicking here. You may want to know the data labels at each point. What is the value of the data? But this one now, it will not look nice, so we leave that. If you don't want the grid lines, you uncheck these grid lines, so the lines disappears, no more lines showing. But if you want it, you check it. The region that we remove, if you want it back, you click here, the region will come back. Look at it here, but we don't want it, you remove it. That is how if you want to add axis, you click here and then put here now the axis is country, rather this is revenue, and then here the x-axis we have the x-axis we have the countries. You can leave it as tiny as it is. You can change it to any type of font you want. So that is another beautiful chart we have created. We can still go back to our data and create another chart again. Go to insert, go to pivot table, click OK here. Now let's check item types. We take before we look yes, let's choose item types here. And then also everything we are concerned for now, we will also have total profit, but for now we are working on total revenue. That is the gross income made by the company. So you move total revenue here and it gives you, this is the total revenue generated by baby food, this total revenue generated through beverages and so on. We can change this row here to the title. We call this one items. These are the items they are selling. This is the total revenue generated. So we use this to create another chart. Click here, go to recommended chart. Now let's create a bar chart. No, not this. Let's create this, a column chart like this. Good. This is our chart. we move it this side, hide this, remove this, change this to custom, change to custom, under custom we select this other one, we click on this, 0.00, then you add. So we have it like this. Change the background, go to home here, change the background to black, change this color to green, change this one also to green, change this one here. Now we have title. The title here is total revenue by items. We can change the color of this one to this. Change the color and change the font type to black so that you can see it bold. Good. You can add the axis, you can add anything that you may want to add. So when you create this chart, you can create as many. Let me create one more before I show you what next I want to show. Let me create another chart more. Come to sheet 2 here, which is our data. Click here, go to insert, go to pivot table, click OK. Now we want to know sales rep. You click on sales rep, or better still, let's go with order priority. Remove this sales rep. So we have 4 types of priority. We have high priority, low priority, medium priority, and custom priority. So we now select which type of revenue comes from each of those priority. We move this to here, and we have this. So this one let's use this one to create a pie chart. Let's select this type of. You should always click on a value in the table, otherwise it will not give you it will give you a blank chart. So we click on this, we select this, and then we have our pivot chart, which is a bar chart. We have this here. Now we can leave this so that we can know that this color represents C, this one, this and that. Let's remove this one, let's hide it. Let's add data labels. We add data labels so that we can see for each of the sectors what is the value of the data. Let's change the color of the data values. Let's change it to white. Let's change it to white so that it can be visible. You can move it a little in the center, move it in the center of the sector. So in each of these, if you don't want the colors, you can change the colors. You come home again and change the color of the chart. You select a particular one first. You don't select all. Select this and come home and change the color. If you want blue, you go with, if you want this, you change to this color. Maybe we change this one also to another color. You click here. Maybe you want black. You go maybe one color. So you change the color of the, change this color to this number, to this one. All right, so that is it. We change the background of the whole chart. Let's still use black. Change the title. The title is total revenue. Total revenue by what? By priority. Priority. I change the font, I change the color to this. So this is our pivot, this is our pie chart. All right, so now when you create all those charts, you can now use those charts to create a, a to create a dashboard. To create a dashboard now, we add a new sheet. Click here, you open a new worksheet, and then come to view. You come to view. If you click on view here, you have grid line. Click on check this grid lines here, so that you have a blank sheet like this. There are no lines, you just have a blank sheet. So on those blank sheet now, you now create your dashboard. To create a dashboard, you now go to those charts that we've created and copy them and put them in the in the in the chart. To do that, but before that, let us add. Anyway, we are going to continue with it. This is an introductory class. If after creating all those charts, we can now create a dashboard like this. This is a dashboard I created before. You copy all those charts that we created and then format them beautifully into a dashboard or into a report like this. So if we see something, say we will put them to well continue. So from so now before I open room for questions, there's something I want to say. This class today has been made an open class. It's made an open class, but it cannot be, it's not a completely open class. As of tomorrow, there's a commitment that you have to make for you to continue with us. First of all, this is a detail about the class. We are going to be holding the class twice a week, on Mondays and Wednesdays, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And the mode of delivery is live just as we are doing it here now, and it's going to be, and we are going to record all the classes. This one is being recorded. At the end of it, I will send the recorded video. And then there's a book that I have written. There's a book that I have written that many of you must have seen it in the Facebook advert that you saw. I forgot to introduce the book at the beginning, but let me introduce it now. This is the book here. The title of the book is Teach Yourself Data Analysis from Beginning to the, or from Beginner to Expert. This is the book. Teach Yourself Data Analytics from Beginner to Expert. This is a book we'll be using throughout this training and some other materials. These are the content of the book. The book is, if you can see on top here, is 337 pages. And I'm the one that wrote the book. These are the content. Chapter 1, Introduction to Data Science and Analytics. Chapter 2, Python for Data Science and Analytics. We have chapter 3, which is data analysis with Excel. Chapter 4, data visualization in Python. Mathematics for data science. We have, these are the table of contents that we have. So the book is selling at 2,000 naira. It's an e-book. The hard copy is not yet made available, but the e-copy is 2,000 naira only. Meanwhile, if we join this training, if you continue with us in the training, the book will be made available for you for free. You will not need to buy the book. But how are you going to continue with us? You are going to make a commitment. These courses, the list of courses at the beginning, I listed the courses here. These are the list of courses. We have 7 courses here. Each of these courses, if we are taking them individually, we take each of these courses, we charge 5,000. So all these 7 courses now, that is supposed to be 35,000. But for the purpose of this class, we are giving these 5 courses, all these 7 courses together as a full package for just 15,000 naira. We're giving all these 5 courses at 15,000 naira. So now, this is a payment method. If you pay 15,000 naira to any of these accounts, by tomorrow we add you to the class. Today everybody had access to the class, but tomorrow we are not going to open it to everybody like that. You have to pay 15,000, and that 15,000 naira, you will get the copy of the book which I have shown to you. And at the end of the training, at the end of the 3 months, you'll be issued a certificate. There will be no extra charges for the certificate. You get the certificate, you get the book now. As soon as you pay and enroll for the class, we send you the book, and you will receive a comprehensive training on all those 7 courses listed here. So at this juncture, I will open room for questions. I will open room for questions now, so that I will hear from you. Let me now give you room for you to ask questions. So, Chima, you are raising up your hand. Chima, can you ask your question now? Unmute yourself and speak to us. Okay, Mr. Chima has raised his hand down. Utaru Yahaya Jimo. Otaru Yahaya Jimo. Can you ask your question? If you want to speak, you just unmute yourself and then speak. Okay, Oloche Ochekpo. Oloche Ochekpo. Are you
Yeah,
there?
hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah, I
can
can
hear you
hear you.
now.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, bros.
Hello, good evening. Oh, at work. Hello? Yes, sir. Actually, yeah, can you hear me now? Okay, I say I am a physics department. I'm so much interested in some of the work. I'm a geophysicist, geophysics. Waiting for my external. Hello, hello, can you hear me? Yes, payment. I commend you for that as well. It's a very nice one. You really subsidize. I think you are the person that has the cheapest so far. That have some of the cheapest charges based on this training. I commend you for that as well. Yes, sir. How about for those who will not be able to pay immediately tomorrow? Will there be any consideration for them? And they are very interested about it. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you very much. That is just my question. That is just my question. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Hello. Good evening, our amazing presenter. Can you hear me, sir? All right. Thank you so much. I love this presentation, and data analytics has been something I've been interested in for a while now. I work with one of the topmost financial institutions in Nigeria, and this knowledge is definitely going to impact my deliverables. And my question, not to waste much of our time, sir, is that I've heard what you said about the commitment, which of course is quite economical for us, and I must commend you for that. But sir, I want to plead for those of us using. I am and advocate you. Oh yes, I am there.
you see the name Moses Ko. That is my own personal name, my personal number. You can chat me there.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Um, Adamu Shoaibu say, Adamu, I want to read your message. I want to read a message from Adamu. Okay, Adamu say, I came later. I came later. Please, I need more explanation on the lesson. Yes, those of you that joined late, the class is recorded. I'm going to send you the recorded video so that you go through it. So Adamu, that will be taken care of. I will send the video as soon as we end the class here. Isaac Tinubu, Isaac Tinubu, can you ask your question?
Okay, sir. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, my question. Thank you very much for the course. It was well delivered and quite explanatory. Uh, the the price is considerable, but I want to ask, what can we pay in by installment? For we only actually plan for such, but at times like this, we want to attend on the classes. Can you allow?
No problem.
In fact, this has been one of my concerns as per where I work currently in Ministry of Health, and this data analysis is like kind of undermining my ability to meet all my deliverables. And I'm so happy that I met you. However, Mr. Isaac Tinubu just expressed one of my concerns, which I thank God for a response. I'm also looking at that line because I did not anticipate that arrangement. But since you said we can make up to 75% payment, so that was my first question. However, I stay in Abuja, and then looking at the time, some of the times when you close from work, you cannot really predict how the road, particularly with the road, in terms of meeting up with the class at that 8 to 10 p.m. So if we are now enrolled and we cannot meet up with the timing for the class, so how then do we, or maybe you have issues with your network or whatever, how do we now meet up with the class?
I've already
That's
said
my
that.
concern.
I've already said that all classes are being recorded. This one is also recorded. I will send the replay. So if we are not able to meet up, you can always get a video to watch, and you can always ask questions. After here now, those that will be paid will be added to a particular group where it will not be as large as other groups that we have some groups that will have up to 300 people that is general, and I love such groups. But when we are for serious business, it will be open where you can throw your questions and we'll quickly attend to it. I don't know whether I've answered
It's all
you.
right, sir.
We will send videos, and if you watch the video and you have any challenge, you meet us either on the group or privately, and we'll respond to you.
Okay, that's okay by me.
All right.
So for the payment, so for the payments, what procedures? How do we make the payment?
I projected the account number. Let me project it again, and I will also paste it on the platform for you to see. These are the account
Okay.
for payment, so you can snap it or anyhow you want to take it. This is the method of payment. We have two
All right,
methods.
sir. Thank
Uh, so if you make your payment,
you.
you post the payment to my.
Redisplay, sir. It has gone blank.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
Okay.
Microsoft Excel is actually giving some rather PowerPoint. I don't know why it has went blank now. Let me close it. It's actually causing delay for us. All right. Who else has a question? Isaac Tinubu spoke. Utaru Yahaya Jimo. Utaru
Good
Yahaya.
evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. You are welcome.
Thank you. I really good, presentation. I really appreciate it because all this while we are being on this platform, many platforms like cover the whole available. So I
Your
just want
voice
to commend you because
your
most
voice
of
is somehow
the now.
breaking. Can you speak out again?
No, I said I just want to commend you on the presentation because most of the question I want to ask, other colleagues has answered. I mean, they asked the question. Though
Okay.
I will chat you privately because too, there are some selected package that I want to learn. In case if I chat you, it won't be strange to you. That's the what I just want to. That is what I just want to say.
It's all right. You are welcome.
Yes.
Who again? Is there any other question? Promise Ekanem. Okay, Promise just joined. No other question. If there's no other question, we are going to end the class here. So make your payment and send your payment receipt to me, either on the platform or to my private DM, and then we'll confirm your payment and add you to the group. I also send you the ebook. As soon as you make your payment, you will receive the ebook, and I will add you to the group so that tomorrow I'm not going to send the link for the class to everybody. It's only those that are committed, those that want to learn. Because some people will come into your WhatsApp group just for them to have a way of posting spam content. So it's only people that are serious. They will now receive the link for the class tomorrow. And remember, we are holding it Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. So thank you very much.
Hello, sir. Good
Hello,
evening.
hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
I can hear you.
Ca- yes, sir. I say I just joined the class, sir. I'm very sorry for the late, sir. What's the payment for, and how much does it cost, sir?
Okay, the payment is for the 3 month training. It's just 15,000.
Okay.
We have 7 courses to be covered. Each of these courses normally go for 5,000.
Okay.
So if we're taking the 7 of the individual, it's supposed to be 35,000. But we have subsidized it. We want people to end the year. We want you to enter a new year with a new skill. So when you are paying only 15,000, we are going to pay it
Okay.
for 3 months, and we send it to you.
Okay. That is
Certificate issued to you without requesting any payment.
okay. Okay. That 15,000 has covered everything.
Yes, yes.
Okay. 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 There's no problem. So what about the account number? Because the time that I came, that's the time that I posted the account number. So I was not able to screenshot or do anything. So I don't know, maybe if you can drop the account number in group.
Yes, I'm dropping the account number on the platform. So if are you on one of the platforms?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So check
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
just check the WhatsApp group. The account number will be there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay,
You are
I
welcome.
have question here.
Okay, ask your question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. My question is that what is the duration of the class? Like, is the class every day or
No, Mondays
twice a
and
week?
yes, twice a week, Mondays and Wednesday. This one that we are not holding it on Sundays. This Sunday is an introduction. The proper class will start tomorrow, Monday, and then we have another one on Wednesday. So Mondays, Wednesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Have I answered the question? Genesis. Hello.
Sir.
Yes,
Yes,
you
sir,
have
you've answered.
all right.
Yes, I can hear
Good
you, sir.
evening,
You've
sir.
answered.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Aaron Shola.
You are
Please, I
welcome.
want to get a clarification.
All right.
What's the standard of recognition for the certificate? And two, the certificate, I want to know, is it going to carry the name of the academic recognition or registration for Nigeria or outside the country?
Yes,
That's my question.
we partner with Certify Me. If you search something for the way certificate Certify Me, it's an international body for certification programs. We will partner with them so that our certificate, when you have it, to be recognized everywhere. You know, data science or data analysis, there are, there are a lot of there's demand for data analysis. So when you are a data analyst, you can work anywhere. You can do remote jobs. So when you apply for a remote job and you present a certification, it should be recognized. So we take into account of that. So we partner with Certify Me so that the certificate will not just be a local certificate as those ones that are being issued on the roadside computer training center. Do you understand?
Okay.
Have I
Thank you,
answered your
sir.
question? You are
I
welcome.
understand.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Is there any other question before we end it? Your pay and do have a good and God bless all of you. Happy New Month.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Amen. Amen.